Good evening, lovely people. This is the FPL Duo, and we're back again with another stream. For today, we're going to do the FPL watch list video for you. It is the watch list of Game Week 31 and beyond, up to about Game Week 34. So, yeah, we're going to pick a few players we recommend that should be on your watch list and also is on our watch list. And these are players that, we're considering potentially bringing into our team ahead of the next few weeks. Now we will get into the six players or the players we've picked, but just asking how you, Jordan. Weekend's here. How you doing, man?
Oh, very good, thank you. So looking forward to the weekend. We've got a lot of football going on, like the
Internationals. Yeah.
internationals. I think England play tomorrow against Switzerland, so that'll be a good game to watch. But I do think Italy did get knocked out.
Yeah, that was actually quite mad, wasn't it, yesterday?
Macedonia.
Yeah. All right. Now, I just want to say to the stream, guys, obviously yesterday we were meant to stream at 7 o'clock yesterday. This video was meant to come out yesterday, but the reason we couldn't stream was something crazy actually happened where we live. Obviously, both of us live quite nearby, and we had a massive power outage. So a power cut, plus our phones weren't even working. So we had no mobile data as well. So we couldn't text, couldn't call, nothing really. It was going back to olden times, and it was just nothing there to do. Some people thought it was like a cyber attack and stuff, but nah, just a power cut. But it lasted for about 2 hours, which was a bit annoying. So we couldn't do the stream. So yeah, just clearing that up, guys. We couldn't stream yesterday due to a massive power cut in our area. But yeah, hopefully we're back again now, and hopefully none of that anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, hope everyone's well anyway. Let's get into the video now, though. We'll probably start bringing up some of the players. But yeah, hope you're doing well. Let me just bring up the slides now. So yeah. So the players we're going to mention are from these 6 clubs. We've chosen these 6 clubs, which is Leicester, Man City, Burnley, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Manchester United. We will give you a player from each team, but we will also have recommendations for other players as well that we believe are also good picks. Now, yeah, so let's get into the first player pick. This one's quite an easy one for me. So,
yeah,
the first player we recommend you should bring into your team actually from this week is Joao Cancelo for Man City. You take a look at his next 4 fixtures. He's got Burnley away, Liverpool's quite tough, obviously, then Brighton and Watford. But he does have, as you see on the screen, he has less challenging fixtures after 32. So after 32 to 38, he is a long-term hold for me. So a lot of us wildcarded, we took Cancelo out of our team, but now we're going to want to bring him back with the fixtures he has. He's nailed to play. Obviously, he's a very important player for City. Goals and assist potential with him. Clean sheet potential, bonuses potential as well. So, yeah, he's definitely a player I am looking to bring back into my team. Purely because I think Man City could keep a few clean sheets in the next coming games. Burnley, you can see an easy clean sheet there. Brighton, you can also see a clean sheet. Watford. Liverpool is obviously a tough one, but you could see 2-3 clean sheets in his next 4 games. And also beyond Game Week 34, he's also got good fixtures. So I do think Cancelo is an easy one to bring in if you have like a I don't know, if you have like double Liverpool or you're looking to bring in another premium defender, he'd be at the top of my list for premium defenders ahead of Robertson, and obviously Trent's injured, but I think he should be fine for the next game. But yeah, he's definitely one for the premium defenders I will recommend bringing in, and I'm figuring out how to bring him into my own team, but let's see. But I'll let you take the next player, Jordan.
Okay. So the next player is Nick Pope, the Burnley goalkeeper. Now we have only picked Nick Pope because obviously he's one of the favourable choices that people will bring in for the double game weeks. So the first double game week's in 31, and they have Man City home and Everton home. Man City is a difficult fixture, obviously, for Nick Pope and for Burnley, but it's for majority is because for the fixtures that they have in the next 3 game weeks, they have 5 matches scheduled in the next 3 game weeks, which is, I think, the most for a club to have in the current running. Also, Nick Pope, out of the entire Burnley squad, is the top scoring player in the team with currently 91 points. And obviously, with the next double game week, which is in 33, he has West Ham away and Southampton home. Again, 2 good fixtures for Nick Pope for Burnley. It's a bit uncertain if they can keep a clean sheet, though, obviously, in those double game week fixtures. But there is a lot of hope for Burnley to bounce back after their many defeats that they've had. But we also do recommend other Burnley players that you could go for if you don't want to bring in Nick Pope, the goalkeeper. There's also a favourable popular choice for Weghorst too, as he would be the replacement most likely for.
Oh yeah, for Jimenez, isn't it?
Most likely for Jimenez. So I just heard like background sound coming from your.
Yeah, hold on. Sorry about that. That was my air purifier. So basically, I needed it on because sometimes, as you can see, my allergies. I don't have it on, but I take it off for this video, innit? So yeah, that's where I went now to turn it on. But yeah, I guess I got to leave it off. But yeah, so what were you saying about Pope?
So I just said to people watching that Nick Pope is a choice that we've made for the WATCHLIST player. Obviously, because there's 2 double game weeks that Burnley have, one in 31 and the next one's in 33. But this Burnley are the only team that have 5 fixtures in the next 3 game weeks, which is the most that any other team has running up to game week 33.
Yeah.
So it's fixture madness for Burnley. Also, they haven't been quite good on form at the moment. They have lost a few matches and not really kept clean sheet, but this might be the bounce back that Burnley are looking for. Obviously, from Everton home, Norwich away, and potentially Southampton home. It could mean good haul of points from Nick Pope. Obviously, he's the top scorer in the team as well with 91 points.
Yeah. Another player, obviously, you've kind of touched on is Weghorst. I think Weghorst is another player, Burnley player, that you could target if you didn't want to go for Pope or you needed a striker, because I assume a lot of us have Jimenez in our team. I think a lot of managers do. And if you are looking to change Jimenez, because he did get that red card, I think Weghorst is an easy pick. He plays a double in 31 with City and Everton. Yes, that City games is unlikely for him to return, but it's still 2 fixtures. Then he has Norwich, which is quite favourable, and then another double game week. So you get 5 games in the next 3 weeks. So I think Weghorst is a player that I'm personally going to bring in 100% as it stands, unless he gets injured or anything. But yeah, Pope's also another great pick, I think, if you need a goalie. But I don't like doing goalie transfers, if you know what I mean. So
yeah,
because I think goalie transfers are kind of like sideways moves sometimes. So I prefer to bring in like outfield players. But yeah, Pope, if on a wild card, you could even get him in potentially, I'd say.
Absolutely.
But yeah, shall we go on to the next player then?
Yeah, we can go on to the next player.
We've got a couple comments before we actually move on. It's Barnesy. Shout out to Barnesy. Hope you're well. He says, how's it going, lads? Oh, he said he's got a flu and he's been stuck at home for nearly 2 weeks now. Oh, okay. Hope you get well soon, mate.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
Soon. But yeah, the next player we have on our list is Barnes from Leicester. The reason we like Barnes is obviously, as you see, he's got an appealing run of fixtures in the final few game weeks. Game week 33 is also a double game week for Leicester. and he is quite low owned, which also appeals to us. Now you could go with Maddison as well. He's another player that you could pick instead of Barnes. But I think I prefer Barnes just slightly over Maddison. And he's also, what, is he cheaper, isn't he, Barnes?
Yeah, it's 6.5,
5, I think.
or 6.6, something like that.
Or unless he's right. Yeah, I think he rose in price, didn't he?
Yeah, he slightly rose in price, Barnes. He's 6.6 now.
Okay,
Madison's
so
6.8.
yeah, he's a player you can switch out for Rafinha. Now, a lot of people have Rafinha, and I'm probably going to get rid of Rafinha in a couple of weeks. And I think Barnes is a decent player to switch to, and especially with the doubles that he's got, and also another double to potentially rearrange in there. Ownership is low. He's got goal threat. He's definitely one Leicester player I've been looking out for to bring into my team. I know last game week, game week 30, people benefited in bringing in some Leicester players. I know he got an assist, didn't he? Maddison got the goal. But yeah, I think he's a decent pick, especially if you're on a wild card this week. His fixtures look good. I'll probably bring him into my own team. It's just how I do it. I might leave Rafinha in for a bit longer, if that makes sense, because I think Rafinha's got decent fixtures for the next 2. What's your opinions on Barnes? Is he someone that you're going to bring into your team, or you're not looking at him?
Probably not. I'd probably prefer Maddison over Barnes, only because
Fair enough.
Maddison's just he does have a good goal threat at times, like he did his last match. But yeah. You can't really go wrong with it. You can't have Barnes and Maddison because they both did get something from their last returns. Game. Yeah, so either choice is not a bad idea.
Yeah. But... Got a comment here from Barnes. He says, cheers. Yeah, I'll probably avoid Burnley, but Leicester seem a decent pick after United. Yeah, I know Burnley, double game weeks, it's Man City in the first double game week they have, which, isn't great, but I think I need Weghorst in my team either way, because I need a striker, and there's not many picks out there. In my opinion, there's not many good strikers in the game right now, so Weghorst is quite cheap as well. So I'm probably going to get him in. But yeah, Burnley, I don't really think they can get anything out of that City game, but as a Liverpool fan, here's hoping. Qgvfzs, he says, why is Rafinha so bad? I don't think Rafinha is bad. I think he's played pretty well this season. I know he's had quite a few, he's been a bit unlucky, I feel like. But also, you look at his numbers, his stats, they're still quite good, especially playing in such a poor Leeds team that are struggling. I think he's like he's more of a standout player for me. I think his team's eating great. He could have got a lot more points in some of these weeks. I feel like, especially against that Leicester game, he missed quite a few chances and a good save from Schmeichel and stuff. But yeah, I like Rafinha. I think you could get rid of him probably after game week 33. Obviously, game week 33, he doesn't double, I don't think, does he?
No. Rafinha
so yeah, I think the next 2 game weeks you could get away with having Rafinha. I'll let you move on as well.
Yeah, because Rafinha does have Southampton and Watford coming up next. But our next watchlist player is Martin Odegaard, the Arsenal midfielder. We picked Odigard just because of his current performance is really good at the moment. He's a very favourable player to have in the Arsenal team. Now, there is quite a few other recommendations that we would choose other than Odegaard, but we've gone with Odegaard just as a different choice, because obviously Saka is like a standard template player that you'd probably have in your team already, but Odegaard is less of a lookout for people. So to begin with, in game week 33, Arsenal have a double, and that is against Southampton away and Chelsea away. They're both away matches, but still Arsenal can still get good returns from away. They don't have to play home and do well. They also play away and do the same performance overall. And plus, they're going to be trying so hard as well to clinch that top 4 placement, as there is a place 4 race currently going on, as well as a title race. And also, Arsenal still have one more fixture that has to be rescheduled still. So bear that in mind, that after game week 33,
My bad.
Arsenal will have another one later on in the game weeks.
Yeah.
Also, Odegaard is a very cheap and a differential player to choose, because obviously his price is 5.5 mil. He's a very cheap midfielder, and his selection for ownership is 5.9%. So he is a good pick if you don't want to go for a high owned player like Saka. He's over 20%. It's basically a template for.
Yeah, his effective ownership's high as well, Saka.
Yeah. And also, Odegaard's been on quite a good form recently. He has been very involved in football games.
Yeah, he's playing very well recently.
Yeah, he's at top of his prime at the moment.
Yeah.
Plus,
just my thoughts on him. I think Odegaard, he's playing well. I think if you need to take out, if you wanted to downgrade to a cheaper midfield, I think he's a good pick. Palace looks quite decent. If you haven't got Martinelli, he's another one you could go for instead. If you want double Arsenal attack, I assume most people have Saka in the team, especially if you're in the top 10k, or most people do have Saka. So he's one you can bring in just to double up on the Arsenal attack. But I agree with you there. Actually, I think Odegaard is a good pick for me anyway.
Yeah, I would think, and this is proper confidence going into this explanation, I would want to have 3 Arsenal midfielders. I would want to have Odegaard, Martinelli, and Saka as the 3 players from Arsenal. I wouldn't have any defenders. I would just solely have 3 Arsenal midfielders. That's how confident I am with Arsenal in terms of how their midfield play.
Ooh, okay.
Because I feel like Lacazette is a little bit more isolated in terms of how he plays, because obviously
he doesn't get many goals, does he?
No, he doesn't get many goals, and performance-wise, he does all right, but he seems to be the target against opposition teams, so he's less of an opportunist for scoring, because obviously he's one to watch out for in the opposition team. But players like Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, they're not so much as a threat to opposition teams, even though they are supposed to be.
Yeah.
As every player should be, but they're less of an attractive threat, let's say. So that's what I would do if I was to.
Okay. Well, we've got Ken here. Ken says, "Evening, guys. Evening to you, Ken."
Evening, Ken.
Barnes, do you think that it's worth targeting teams with doubles because there's not many teams with doubles now, or if that's a reason to go the other way and not target them, if that makes sense? I'll definitely be trying to get in players that do have doubles personally. I still think 2 games against a player that has 1 game, I'll take a double gaming player all day, really. As long as they've got good, if there's a good player. If it's not like Brownhill, for example, then yeah. But no, I'd definitely be trying to target in doubles always. That's just how I usually try play, I try to take advantage of the doubles.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. Even if the player doesn't get any returns,
it's still 4 points.
Yeah, it's still 4 points. So it's 2 more points than a single gaming player.
Yeah, base. The absolute base is 4 points, for 2 for playing. So 4 points. If they get an attacking return, that's double digit right there. So all you need to is to get 1 return in one of those games, and then it should be a double digit haul from them. But let's move on to the next guy. The next player on our list is another premium defender from Chelsea, and that is Rhys James, averaging about 7.1 points per start this season, which is very, very good. You look at their fixtures: Brentford, Southampton next, which is quite good for clean sheets. So he's one player that you could bring in. I'd definitely be looking to bring him in if I was an FPL manager. Obviously, personally, I already have him in my team. He should be fit for those games, so I'm very, excited to play him. Hopefully, he can get me something in those games. But yeah, obviously, he's a slight rotation risk because of injury, but I think if he's fit, he plays. I don't think he's that much of a rotation risk. I think he's an injury risk because if he's fit and stuff, like that's the problem with him. If he's fully fit, he always plays. Really, he's one of the best players, and with him, they're a different team. So fixtures look good, especially long term as well. From you can bring him in and hold him to the end of the season, barring he stays fit. But yeah, he's definitely a player. I think you should be getting in. Is he still flagged, by the way?
He is still flagged on the fantasy website. It's a yellow flag.
I think he should be fine. It's same with Trent because Trent Alexander-Arnold, I think he could be fine for that Watford game, but I don't know if Klopp will risk him because he sent a picture out on his social media, Instagram. I think yesterday he was training on the bike and everything, so it can't be that serious, that injury.
No, it's probably just like a Salah injury where it's not that serious, but
yeah,
they'll keep an eye on it.
I think with Trent, I think it's the international break injury, so a lot of fixes coming up. I think Klopp just told him, just say you got a little injury. I mean, he probably got something small, and then he doesn't go away with England. I guess just takes a break because Liverpool do have a lot of games coming up, important games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got Brian here. Hi lads, I'll be getting James myself this week for sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I have James myself, so yeah, we like him a lot. Ryan Adams says, "Good evening, boys. Good evening to you, Ryan. Not seen you on our streams before. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're all right there. But yeah, if anyone just joined the stream, please smash the like button and also subscribe if you're new around here. We really appreciate it if you could just drop a like and subscribe. It really helps grow the channel, and just shows us you support the streams.
And there is other, obviously, Chelsea players that we would recommend to watch out for.
Okay, go on.
Another one would be Kai Havas, who has recently been on a madness of form. Somewhere he's managed to haul a lot of points from goals and assists, but he has been under the radar quite quiet beforehand. Like I remember when I had him early in the season, and he didn't get me any returns for 3 game weeks, and then when I got rid of him, he scored.
Yeah,
on the 4th game week. So he's quite an interesting or weird player to have, but at the moment in Chelsea's formation and the way the team's shaped out, it seems Kai Havertz is thriving in the midfield currently. So he's one to look out for because he has played, I don't know how many matches he's played in a row, but at least 4 game weeks he has played the full 90 minutes.
Well, sorry, you were talking about Havertz, weren't you?
Yeah, Kai Havertz.
Yeah, I think Havertz is a good pick as well. I think he's playing very well. I think he is now first team choice over Lukaku. So he's another one you could bring in actually if you've got the budget to stretch. I can't really fit him in my team right now, I don't think. But if you can, he's another player. I also like Mason Mount. I don't think he's been mentioned much. I also like Mason Mount as a potential pick. A bit cheaper. Obviously, we know Chelsea got good fixtures, so you could bring in Mason Mount in as well. As a midfield option if you're downgrading Rafinha or who else is in midfield? People got Saka, Martinelli,
Ramsey.
Oh yeah, he's a lot cheaper though.
Yeah, he's very cheap.
Coutinho. I think Coutinho. If you got Coutinho, I'll probably look to change him to someone like a Mason Mount or a Foden even. We've mentioned Man City already, but Foden's another player that is on our list as well. Because I forgot to mention him before when we were talking about Man City. But Phil Foden is another pick. I think you could go for him because Man City got good fixtures to the end of the season. These are players you can just bring in, and hopefully they get some points for you, and you just hold them.
Yeah. Also, with Aston Villa, also getting rid of Coutinho wouldn't be a bad idea because obviously Aston Villa do blank in game week 33 now. So
that's another reason.
Would be hindsight to get rid of your Aston Villa assets before that blank happens, especially if you have 3 players still.
Yeah, you could definitely get rid of Aston Villa players. Well, Coutinho, because he's quite expensive, but he's another player that that could do well as well. But his fixes have turned. I got rid of him quite a few weeks ago, like a week or two ago. But yeah, now let's go on to the next player. Might be controversial to some people. Yeah, I'll let you go. Do you want to take this one?
Yeah. So
Ronaldo.
yeah, our final watch this player is the man and the only Ronaldo. This was a very difficult one to mention good points about because it was very tricky in terms of Man United's performance. But I'll say the two fixtures in double game week 33, that it's Norwich home, but they have Liverpool away, which isn't that great, but is really good at the same time. It's like a counterbalance because Norwich is a really good fixture, you would think, but Liverpool isn't really at all a good fixture. So it's like top and bottom. But you would favourably say Norwich is a good double game week match to go for, and Ronaldo especially on top of that. That should be a great one. But overall as well, Man United do have average remaining fixtures till the end of the season. It is a bit hard team and then two easy teams, then a hard team again. It is a bit of a mixture, but they are quite average. And if Man United can bounce back as well, potentially, because obviously Ronaldo did score a hat-trick against Tottenham.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, it is.
I was going to say. Sorry, I was going to say. People, Ronaldo did score a hat trick against Spurs, and he's got Leicester and Everton next. Now we know both those teams are struggling defensively. Ronaldo could get a goal against Leicester and Everton. You won't be surprised. And then another double game week player, I guess, for 33. But the only thing with Ronaldo is his price. If you could fit him into your team, the other players we could recommend is Sancho. If for the price, basically, because Ronaldo is going to be quite expensive to fit in. Because if you've got Harry Kane and to get Ronaldo and Salah as well, it's very hard to fit him in. But he's not a priority transfer for me. He's not someone I'm looking at personally. But a Man United player could be worth it, especially someone like a Sancho or maybe a Pogba if he gets games just to target the next 3 or 4 games. But Man United are probably a lot down on my priority list. But we decided for Man United, the fixtures ain't too bad the next 3 games on paper.
Yeah, well, in terms of Tottenham's game, that was meant to be really hard, which in retrospect was, but Ronaldo did return a lot from a difficult fixture. So it's not wrong to say that he could do that in Liverpool, which is very unlikely, but more likely in Arsenal away. Like, you never know. It seems Man United have bounced back a little bit back into form, and it seems harder fixtures seem to do it for them, which is a retrospect.
I got Barnes here who says, should I do a -4 to get Luka Dean and Jimenez out than to something like Rhys James and Weghorst? Yeah, I like those transfers. I think you could obviously take Jimenez out after the red card. Weghorst is the one I'd be looking to bring in for him. And then Luka Dean, get rid of him as well, I'd say. Maybe Cancelo. I think I'd prefer Cancelo over Rhys James, but so slightly. If you haven't got Cancelo, that is already. I think Cancelo is more nailed. I think Cancelo over James by if you could get both in, which is even better. I want to have both in my team. Because obviously I've got Trent, I've got Robertson, I've got Rhys James. I want Cancelo as well. I want the 4 premium defenders. I think going big at the back could work out in the coming game weeks. But yeah, those were the players, guys. So we mentioned Ronaldo. You can go for Sancho, Bruno Fernandes potentially. Chelsea, we've mentioned Rhys James. We've gone through other players like Mason Mount and Kai Havertz. Rudiger's another one. I think you could bring in Rudiger in and go double Chelsea defense. So have James and Rudiger is something I've considered myself, bringing in a Rudiger. We've mentioned Arsenal. Odegaard is a bit of a differential pick. So yeah, Odegaard for Arsenal is a good player to bring in. But yeah, if you're low on budget, basically. We've talked about Leicester. The 2 players we more keen on is Barnes and Maddison. I think those are the two key players that we're looking at potentially bringing in. And then for Burnley, we've mentioned Pope. I think Weghorst is another standout player. If you don't have him, Weghorst stands out to me. Maybe Tarkowski, how you say his name. But yeah, Pope, Tarkowski, and Weghorst are the ones I'll be looking at mainly. And then back to Man City, we've mentioned Cancelo quite a lot. I do think he's quite low owned, by the way, now, because a lot of people took him out in the last couple of game weeks. He's very low owned in the top 10%. I think his effective ownership is quite surprisingly low. So he's a bit of a differential, but he'll probably go up now. But
he's 37%.
But what's in the top 10k though, his ownership is very low. I saw on live FPL Net, which is quite surprising. Or I'm not surprised because most people wildcarded him out.
Yeah, so you get in because
the double game week players.
Yeah,
but yeah, if we're not got the other Man City players, obviously, I think Phil Foden stands out to me. That's about it, really. I think Phil Foden and Cancelo on my list, my watch list for Man City at the moment.
Yeah, maybe even Kevin De Bruyne if you can fit him in.
Yeah, if you could fit him in, but it's just hard to fit that many premiums in because we've still got Harry Kane. I think most people still have him.
Yeah.
Barnesy says, good point with Cancelo. I'd probably agree. Would probably have to go with 4.6 Gelhardt striker then. Yeah, Gelhardt could be decent. But I just like Weghorst with the amount of doubles he has.
Yeah, I was surprised Gelhardt was benched in the last game.
Ryan Adams says, you guys not worried about Everton assets in 31, Holgate, Gordon, etc.
Not really.
I'm not too keen on Everton right now. Obviously, they're not playing great. But I do think Gordon's a decent pick because they do have doubles, don't they? Everton.
Yeah, Everton do have a double.
The reason I like Gordon is very cheap. So you could just get him in, have him as like on your bench and play him those weeks. So yeah, Gordon isn't a bad shout. I think he's a decent shout. But other than that, I'm not too keen on the Everton assets for my own team. But if you was on a wild card, you could bring in like an Everton player like Gordon. I think that isn't the worst shout in the world. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you guys got any more questions, drop them in the chat and we'll do our best to answer them. And also, please smash the like button and subscribe if you're new. Get us up to 170 subscribers. I think we're one away. I believe we're one away now. Get us up to 170 subscribers and that will be very much appreciated.
Yep.
But yeah, we'll have more content coming out for you guys next week. Obviously, it's an international break, so a bit more quiet in FPL terms. But yeah, what are you doing this weekend anyway? Just off FPL for a sec. You did any plans or anything?
Just plans the weekend. I think I'm just gonna chill this weekend. Don't necessarily have to. Well, obviously it's Mother's Day on Sunday, so I have to.
Yeah. Okay.
That'll be a nice day to have, obviously, and yeah, that's pretty much what I'll do. Probably watch football and celebrate Mother's Day, and that'll be the weekend.
Nice, man. Fair enough. But yeah, obviously, there are some games going on, international games. So we'll see how that goes. So we've got Ryan Adams here. He says he subscribed and liked. Thank you, Ryan. Really appreciate that.
Ryan.
I'll let you answer this question, Jordan.
I'm considering cashing in on Trent and on Arnold and buying Robinson. Thoughts? I mean, I wouldn't get rid of Trent, to be honest. I would keep him because I know the injury is a bit of a worry, but in the long term, I think keeping with Trent is a better option than buying Robinson.
Well, I have both of them currently in my team. Now, I am very worried to get rid of Trent as well, purely because of his price. Because if I get rid of him, it's going to cost me a lot to get him back in. Obviously, he does. I think he's 8.5 5 or 6 million now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 8.9, I
Oh,
think.
8.9 exactly. So if I get rid of him, because I've got a lot of value tied up in him, it's going to cost me a lot of money to get him back in. So yeah, I don't know if I'll be getting rid of Trent. See what happens after the Watford game. Hopefully, you've got a decent enough bench. If he misses Watford, then again, that Man City game's tough. You could get rid of him, but the thing is, would you want him back for the to the end of the season? If Trent's fit, then I think he's a number one defender, to be fair, to have in your team. He's been amazing this season. I think he is the most highest scoring defender as well. So I'd definitely be looking to keep him. Maybe try bring in keep Trent. Hopefully you got Cancelo in there or Rhys James or Odegaard, and hopefully you can get away benching Trent while he's injured for a week.
Yeah,
because I do think he'll play those games, against City.
absolutely.
Because I don't know, I feel like his injury isn't that serious. Maybe obviously that's just speculation as of now. We don't know for sure. But because Liverpool are the first game back after international break, we should get some early team news. So don't lock in any transfers early. Maybe we hear something from Klopp. If we hear Trent's fit to play Watford, then I think easy keep him. If we hear Trent's definitely going to miss out, then maybe you could cash in on him. But just bear in mind that if you want him back, it's going to be quite tough to bring him back in because he does cost a lot of money now.
I will be one moment. I just got to get my charger.
Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. No worries, Ryan. No worries. But yeah, I might bring my own team up actually. If you bear with me for a sec. Let me bring my team up. Dude. Yeah. It's international break. I'm not a fan of international breaks, to be fair. So I'm actually kind of can't wait for the Prem to come back. Someone says, have we talked about Mateta? Oh, Ryan says, have we talked about Mateta? I've got my doubts. You could go for Mateta if you're on a wild card. I don't see how I'd fit him into my team. Let me bring my team up for you guys quickly. I'm just going to bring my team up, Jordan. So,
Okay, I'm back.
All right, yeah, I'm trying to bring my team up for a sec. Just do a bit of transfer planning for you guys. There you go. This is what my current team looks like. As you can see, my bench looks like a hospital bed. All injuries and doubts. Hold on, can you see my team? Yeah, there you go. Hold on 2 seconds. I'll let you answer this one actually, Jordan.
What's your thoughts on Italy getting knocked out? I was quite surprised that they got knocked out, but at the same time, it was the most satisfying way of Italy getting knocked out. That last-minute goal from Macedonia. Doesn't they say Macedonia or Macedonia?
Yeah, Macedonia.
Yeah, Macedonia. It was quite a legendary. It was like watching a final, and then the last goal scored, and then the team celebrate. They were overly excited.
Yeah, that was crazy, man.
It was just nice to see Chiellini's face drop from them winning it against us, and then suddenly it's all taken away from them, which it means it's not coming to Rome this time.
Yeah.
So that was.
I can't stop sneezing. Sorry about that.
That's all good.
Hold on.
But yeah, it was quite. It's quite a big thing for Italy to go out and get knocked out. It was a good feeling, I say, for sure, from England.
Oh, yeah.
To see them get knocked out by them.
So for me personally, I thought that game was crazy. I didn't watch it. I just heard they got knocked out. So, yeah, that's mad. They're not making I think that's the second World Cup back to back, isn't it? They're not making.
Yeah, that's it. They were knocked out the last World Cup. Now not going to make it this World Cup. But at the same time, Wales did an amazing job. They had one game away from going through. And it was 2-0 Wales. And Gareth Bale scored both goals. He was
Yeah, that Bale free kick was unreal.
Yeah, it was beautiful to see that.
Yeah.
But I hope for Wales go through.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting. World Cup this year. But yeah, we'll probably wrap the stream up soon. It's been the watch list video for game week 31 and beyond. Any comments from you, Jordan? Any final thoughts?
Well, I do hope that James is fit for the upcoming game weeks and that he's played. Because I did bring him in really early before the transfer deadline, which I thought I'd never do again because I never learned from my mistakes before doing that. But I do hope it has paid off for me in terms of the risk. Because it is worth the risk, I'd say, for James. He is a great player.
Oh, you want to bring James in?
I've already got James in, but I do hope he plays when he...
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That he's recovered from his muscle injury that he's had.
Yeah.
But it's worth the risk if he does play and gets a haul. Because his 7.1 points on average, he's the second most average pointer player in the Premier League. Only Trent with 7.3 points is the top player with average points.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like Trent, I wouldn't be really removing him from my team.
No, I would keep Trent.
If it's not serious, obviously.
Yeah. I'd keep both players, Trent and James. I wouldn't let them go anywhere. Keep hold of them.
Yeah, definitely.
Or grab them if you haven't got one or the other.
Yeah, just want to say, guys, for everyone that's still in the stream, drop a like on the video, please. Drop a like on the video and also subscribe if you haven't already. Ryan says, evening, guys. We'll get notifications up. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Ryan. Very appreciated.
Yeah, so I bought my team up, actually. So the deadline's on the 2nd, so I'm thinking of something like this. Let me just show you guys quickly. I got 2 free transfers, by the way. I did roll last week. So I was planning to take Jimenez out, right? And bring in Weghorst. And then this is where I was thinking, what else can I do? Because I've got James, I've got Trent, I've got Robertson, I've got Doherty. I wanted to take out Doherty ideally. I've got 5.8. Oh, I can't even bring Rudiger in, can I? I wanted to bring in Cancelo, but I don't know how I'm going to do it. So I might just play Doherty this week and roll again. I don't know. I'll decide when the time's right. Probably closer to the deadline. But Weghorst is one I think I am pretty sure I'm gonna bring in.
Yeah, I've got other ideas for mine. I don't think I'll be bringing Weghorst in, but I will be bringing in a very cheap forward who isn't expected to do well. And it's solely because of the budget, so I can bring in Cancelo. So I am going to get rid of Jimenez and then bring in Timu Pukki in Norwich forward. And that way, with that amount of money saved from downgrading Jimenez to Pukki, it allows me to transfer out my defender, who is... Let me just get it up on my phone.
You could bring in Mateta as well, you know. The other player no one's mentioned. Well, someone mentioned it earlier.
Oh yeah, Mateta, Crystal Palace. I would get rid of Thiago Silva and upgrade him to Cancelo.
Fair enough. Shout. Obviously, there's still a lot more weeks to go. Injuries. Let's see how players get back from international break. So don't do any early transfers, obviously.
No.
To everyone there. But yeah, we're gonna wrap the stream up now. It's been It's been a good stream today. The But yeah, please
Yeah.
like, comment, and subscribe on the video. Also, if you want to join our mini league, guys, the mini league code is up on the screen now. It's also in the description below, so don't hesitate to check that out. Also, follow us on Twitter, the FPL Duo. And yeah, this has been the FPL watch list for game week 31 and beyond. Hope to see you again. We'll probably have another video out for you later this week. Maybe on the weekend, we'll see. But yeah, hope everyone's had a good weekend. And yeah,
Yeah,
that's it from us from the FPL Duo.
Yeah, thank you for your questions and your interactions in the chat. It's very appreciated. We like communicating with obviously our followers and subscribers. So yeah, keep it up.
Yeah, we just want to say thanks to everyone for watching, and we'll see you again on the next stream. Take care, everyone, and have a good weekend. Take it easy.
See you soon, guys. Have a good weekend.